Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome. I am so happy you are here. I'm Rosemary Levesque. As you know, you are my team, my friends, my blood relatives in Havini. I heard MJ say something about bloodline. I thought, that's pretty interesting. We have a bloodline. All right, I'll go with that. Hey, I have some cool stuff to share with you today. Hi, Bev. Hi, everybody. And I have it on a PowerPoint, and I'll give you a little background first. So there was a free webinar, free for me webinar through an organization I belong to. And I was able to download the recording so I could watch it, and I extracted some screenshots. The presentation was from a graphic designer, and she had a presentation called 5 Slides. So if somebody were to do a presentation to a group, what 5 slides, just narrow it right down to 5 slides, would tell your story and do all of the things you need to do? And how relevant is this? I was thinking of Marilyn, for example, because Marilyn had a presentation she did to a group a couple of weeks ago, and she was a little flustered at first because she said, I don't know what to say. And okay, well, if we plan on it and if we think about it, we could actually have 5 slides or 5 pictures or 5 something that would be relevant and easy. The other reason why I'm talking about this is because yesterday, well, there's so many reasons, but yesterday I met up with a gal at my club who was interested in the products. She has some pain in her back and she wants some help. She told me she was going to go to Sedona to do a detox. Boy, radar antenna going up, right? Well, I can help you with that. Okay, so we sat down in the cafe and we were talking a little bit. And I had my folder with me. You know, I have a binder with product information and so forth. And I was flipping through the pages. However, and there's but I felt it wasn't enough to connect with her. It wasn't telling the story. And so, Bev, is there a statistic out there as to what people hear and what people see? How much do they get if they're hearing versus seeing?
Well, the recent stats are 65% of people are visual. In other words, when they see a picture, they can put everything together. When they see text, it takes a long time. You got to look at each word and think of it and then put a picture in there. But if you see a picture, everything comes together instantly and stays. So 65%. It used to be 75 and 85%. So the stats are changing somewhat, probably depends on who you go with, but see, some people are kinesthetic and some people are auditory, and so people do shift as they get through their different times in life. And so yeah, but most people are like you say, visual, and that's where it goes. It's an easy picture and they get it right there all at once.
Okay, so telling a story as opposed to seeing a story, or maybe combining both together. Would that be a better idea to combine seeing and hearing together?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. So there was that situation. And then there was the situation of, I don't even know if I want to go there. I was talking to somebody who was a diamond something something in another company, in many companies, and she was trying to get me into her new launch company. And it was very friendly at first, and it was just, and I want to know about you. I think I got a couple of words in, and then she went off, and it was talk, 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 and I'm just going, uh-huh. This is over the phone. And I thought, wow, she's a diamond, multiple diamonds in multiple companies. And how did she do that if she doesn't listen to people? And I got a little concerned. I'll just say concerned. So I put together I just threw it together yesterday afternoon using Canva, and now it's on PowerPoint. And let me share my screen with you, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This one. Oh no, where did it go? Hang on. I had it a moment ago.
Sounds like story of my life.
Ah, here we go. I think I found it. Okay, let me go up to the beginning here. All right. So she did in her presentation, she had 5 what she called academic slides that she was using to teach us. And they look like this. They're the white background. These were her bullet points that she wanted to talk to us about, kind of an oxymoron, contradictory, because she said, you shouldn't use bullet points in your presentation. And here she is giving us a presentation with bullet points. I don't know. I didn't get it. However, here was what slide number 1 should be about. Let's talk about it. Let's think about it for a moment. Let's visualize in your mind. And she says, the focus is what makes you stand out in the marketplace. What is your product or service? What's the motivation you use to start your business? And what problems are you solving? However, she says when she communicates this, whatever's on this slide, with imagery, the key ingredient is emotion. You have to choose images that bring about emotion. So you're connecting emotionally with the person. So everybody have in your mind a picture of what that might be for you. What is your product or service? What is the motivation to start your business? Just think about it. Okay. And then I'll show you what I did, and I'll show you what she did too. So here's what she did. In fact, let me make this a slideshow from the beginning. Let's do the beginning. All right, here we go. Okay, so here's a slide that she made for somebody who does yoga, has a yoga studio perhaps. She has the first slide being, oh, this is, what emotions do you get from this? I won't tell you. What emotions do you get?
Incorrect alignment. That's not the right picture for a yoga teacher. I'm sorry.
Well, to me, she's not teaching in the moment. She's
Nope.
being in the moment. She's happy, right? Okay, too analytical, Star. Connect
Sorry.
the emotion. Do you see a smile on her face? Yeah, she's smiling. She's inviting. She's saying, come on in, right? Come on in. Let's have some fun. Let's breathe together. Let's see what breath and movement can do together. Look at my space. It's full of air. It's full of space. Do you see? That's the emotion we're talking about. Do you get that? Okay, very few words, lots of emotion. All right. So here's what I made for slide number 1, just as an example. And I need to move my little pictures on the side. Hang on. Can you see that whole slide? Can you see the whole slide? Yeah? Okay. So I chose an image that to me brought about emotion. And then I have 3 other images on the side. What are you getting from this picture?
Peace and beauty.
Relaxing.
Balance.
Balance.
Everything in balance.
Serenity, balance, peace,
Great
soothing.
image.
Yeah, perhaps it's soothing. Uh-huh.
But yet you
Healing.
can move ahead because you've got your comp plan there. You can move ahead to the purple, living in the purple.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you know it, but a stranger who is not used to Avini looking at this would get something from that beautiful lotus, would get something from the colors, would get something from the ripple in the water. Yeah. And then the images off to the side talk about purpose. It's about families, and there's a dog in the picture too. I don't know if you can see that as
Mhm.
well. It's
Mhm.
about families, and it's about enjoying life and being together and health. They're all looking happy and healthy, right? That's where
Mhm.
we're going for people and for pets. And then there's a picture of a product. What a perfect name, right? It is about
Balance.
balance. And those numbers at the top, somebody else might say, well, what's that? Well, that's how much you would get paid. That's how much you could get paid if you decided to add an extra income stream by sharing these products. You can keep it short, keep it
Great
simple.
slide.
An image will say a lot. You like that?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another one. And by the way, imagining how you would do it, would you do something similar?
Mhm.
I
Maybe.
would not put uh, the top part on. I, I, I find that I don't like it. I absolutely would not put that on. I love the lotus. I love the ripples. I love the balance. That's going to catch my eye, balance, and the happy people. But the other, I would never.
Okay, so this is really, really important. Really important. Marilyn, what would you put up there instead of that picture? I'm not saying this is perfect. Like I said, I threw it together and I took that picture out and I was looking for something else and I didn't find anything else I liked better.
I'd have to really think about it. I mean, we also help animals, so
Yeah.
and I know you saw a dog, but that's just a happy family. It doesn't have anything to do with helping an animal. It's just happy families have animals. But so I would think that. But yeah, I absolutely would not put that.
Okay, well, a
That's just
lot of
me.
us help people who are not well. Would I put a hospital bed in there? Would I
No.
put a picture of a doctor in there? Absolutely not. So I
No.
want to bring about the imagery of let's have health so we can go out and have fun together. In other words, this is an end result picture. An end result picture, something we can talk about. What are people's desires? What do they want to be able to do? One gal I met at a pool in Sedona said, well, I just want to be able to hike. Huh. Okay, well, they're out there hiking. I want to be able to do something, right? I want to be able to survive this diagnosis. So you show the end result because that's where you're going.
I have a
Now,
suggestion.
hmm?
I have a suggestion.
Yep.
A company I was in before, it was called Rain, and it had the cliffs and the gorge. And here is where you are now, with a cane, and here you are, you jump over and now you're in vibrant health, something on that order.
Yes, and that's
And
good
that could fit on
imagery.
the
It's
top.
absolutely, it's common imagery. People get it. MJ's first podcast talks about, do you have gaps? So, of course, you could go with that. Remember, slide number 1 is about your purpose, your motivation, your feeling for being here. Is anybody motivated even a little bit by having ranking up and getting paid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we want our products paid for, and some of us need an extra income stream
That's why I have a
because we need to.
problem. Yeah, that's why I have a problem. Because I'm selling health. Do you want to be healthy and happy? I'm not selling a job. So, but that's.
No, so we're going to have a mind shift later on. This is
Yeah,
not about selling anything. This is about connecting to people with what they need. What
right.
do they need? Do they
And
need.
what's more important than health? What is more important than health? Nothing.
That's right. My mother always used to say, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
That's right.
She also had no money. But I have a feeling that if she had a Vini, she'd be alive. She would have had a long, healthy life. And she would have told everybody. I know she would have told everybody because it would have helped a lot of people and she could have used the money. I grew up in almost poverty. I mean, applying for scholarship loans, we were that far above poverty. So I got
That's
a lot of
terrible.
scholarships and loans. I grew up with that. My mother grew up in the Depression. I refuse to accept poverty because there is abundance. Do people want more money? Absolutely, but you have to ask the question. Would
Your
you like it?
emotion, you said you're looking for emotion.
Yep.
Are you looking, making money to me is secondary. That's not, when I'm in front of people with a Vini, first, primary, foremost, and is your health. Not only staying healthy, but getting healthy.
Absolutely.
As
And so,
secondary,
so
if,
your slide,
yeah,
your slide will not have a picture like that.
that's right.
However, I put a picture like that in there because nobody knows what that is. It might
That's right.
invite curiosity. And so we want to invite curiosity. So that's the purpose of putting that in there rather than stacks of money, which is unrealistic.
Mhm.
But the comp plan is very realistic. We know that if we do this, we will get paid that. I mean, it's pretty clear. And so it's there as curiosity. It's there as, what is that? Or you could even just mention it on the side of, well, and if you choose to share this, this could help you diversify your income. You know, depends on who you're talking to. Are you talking to somebody who is dying and needs hope? Or are you talking to a wellness professional who has a lot of clients and really could use an extra income stream also? Depends on who you're talking to. That's why I put that in there. Say, that was slide number 1. Slide number 2, how do you measure your success? What are some examples of your work, your offering? Who are your ideal clients? How do you measure success? Now, she's having these in as bullet points. Remember, she wanted an image. She's portraying an image that will talk about how she herself measures success and how she helps her clients measure success. So she gives us the example, her own example from her graphic design business of how she measures success. How do you measure success in a Vini?
Stories and vibrant health.
Yeah, the testimonies, the stories, the healthy people, the great results, the people
Personal
who,
success is how many people, I mean, you brought into the company. That's
okay, it
for
could be
personal
numbers.
success.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so you have an idea in your mind. Here's what she did for her graphic design business. Can you see that picture? She, so it's a design for a mattress company. And she said, in this image, I'm not showing the mattress. I'm showing the person who had a good night's sleep holding their cup of coffee. It's an emotion of, oh, I slept so great.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, when you think of mattress ads, she's just giving an example here. When you think of mattress ads, they show the mattress, right? And if it's a television mattress ad, they show people trying the mattress out. But the end result of a really good mattress is how did you sleep,
That's a
right?
great image.
Yeah.
It is. So she's going for the emotion in one shot here with a few words that will bring about this idea, this prospect, this hope for a good night's sleep. Yeah. So what would that look like in a Vini? Here's my thought, very personal.
Mm-hmm.
From hopeless to miracles. It's
Oh
all
yeah.
me. That's
I
all
like
me
your
in there.
photo. Yeah.
That's me with my mother who was dead 4 years later.
Oh.
That's my college graduation.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh,
That's me with my dog Ginger, whose life was saved because of these products.
Hmm.
That's me with my dog Bridie going through agility. I'm running along even though I have I tore my meniscus, no surgery, no nothing. I'm just running with my dog. An end result, right? From hopeless to miracles. Boy, I can't look at that slide anymore. It's too emotional for me. So you would have something that brings about emotion for you. Who can relate to the picture on the left, having a family member who's gone,
Yep.
who had a horrible experience with the medical community?
Mhm.
And here's where I could tell some of the story. I could say, we didn't have a Vini back then. We didn't have that. She prayed a lot. I prayed a lot. It wasn't enough because she was really toxic. She was inhaling solder, lead solder, for years because she was brilliant at her job. She even made a meter for President Kennedy's helicopter. She's brilliant,
Wow.
but she was toxic. And
Hmm.
so modern medicine didn't have the answer for her. They put her through a protocol that hasn't changed in 60, 70 years. Giving Reiki to my dog and saving her life with these products. Now I have hope, right? So do you see where I'm going with this? Very potent slide with just these pictures.
Yeah.
You ready for the next one? Yep. Star? Oh, you heading out? Okay.
Yeah, this is great. I wish I didn't have to go teach a class. I'm going to watch the replay. Bye,
Okay.
everyone.
Talk to
Hey,
you
Laura.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Hi,
slide
good
number
people.
3.
I'm only
Solutions and benefits. So what's in it for me and for me, the client? What's in it for the client, in other words? What primary value do you bring to your clients? It really has to be about the client, about the person you're talking to. What solutions do you have and what are the benefits or solutions? Any ideas on what that is for a Vini? You should all be shouting, yes, no pain, flexibility. Yeah, all kinds of things, right? So this is what she did for her brand, for her as a graphic designer. She used a circle image. It's very graphic, right? Because she's a graphic designer. It's a graph. I don't personally relate to graphs emotionally, but she uses lots of color. And by the way, her slides, it's a PowerPoint slide. It's not a presentation slide, not just one image. So everything is kind of coming up in sequence. These are things she's working with, providing solutions and benefits. To me, it feels, even though the colors are nice, it feels kind of cold. I don't connect to that. But how would you connect if you were giving an Avini presentation? Here's what I did.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Do you notice this lotus is following us everywhere? Why? It's a good idea, I think,
It's
for it to
calming,
show up. It is. It's serene. It's calming. It's not threatening.
right?
It's also
And
continuity.
yeah, and in my Canva representation of this, all the words were curved, so it went around in a circle. When it translated over to PowerPoint, they weren't curved anymore, so that's okay. Now you see the 3 images on the left. These are the benefits and the results. This is what's in it for the clients.
To
The
me,
top
it
one,
says, yeah, health.
health, peace, balance, serenity, flexibility, all of that. Higher vibration,
Mhm.
right? And what about the second image? What's that
Connection,
about?
connection.
Connection, right? Connection, helping people. Hey, you're in good hands. I almost had someone holding a paw instead, but I thought this one would be better. And then the third one, opportunity ahead.
Yeah,
I like that.
for anything. I look at that as opportunity for better health. opportunity goes back to the top one, that I'm serene, I'm calm, I'm healthy, I'm thin, if you know, whatever. It kind of ties together and it sparks curiosity, opportunity ahead for connection and health and what else?
And it's a journey. It's one long step ahead. It's one long street. It's not just here right now. It's as you go along, as you live
Yeah.
your life. Yeah? You like that one?
Yeah,
I like that. I
good
like
slide. The
that.
whole thing's good.
Yeah.
Good, good. Okay. And the word on the bottom was, what is it? Balance.
Balance.
Okay, good. Yeah, I have my slides. Never mind. Okay, slide 4. Explaining how you work with clients. What happens when you first meet a potential client? How is the scope of your work clearly defined for you and your client? How do you build continuous improvement into your work? In other words, they're talking about a process. They're talking about what kinds of things do you do when you meet with somebody? What's your process? How do you get them from point A to point B? Yeah? How do you fit that all in one slide? What do you think? Here's what she did. So she talks about discovery, making a plan, implementing the plan, and measuring the plan. Again, graphic designer.
It's cold.
It is. It's kind of cold. It lacks connection to me.
Mm-hmm.
However, the words are good, right?
Mm-hmm.
We like those words. I just don't think the imagery is there. She's not bringing about any emotion for me, except the color. I like the color.
Well, to me, it's just words.
Right. You want to see what I did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Much better.
There's that lotus again in the middle.
Wow.
Nice.
Mm.
So being open to natural healing, does that look like taking a whole bunch of supplements there? It shows, the emotion shows that, oh yeah, I like flowers. I like honey.
Learning. Yeah.
I like, yeah, it's inviting, right? Well, natural healing, I do that all the time. I just don't call it natural healing, right? But we're doing it all the time. We're not at the doctor's office every single day of our lives. And so is somebody open to natural healing? Well,
Mhm.
sure, they probably are. They just didn't realize it. They didn't know that they were looking for it. But make the connection there. What about that open book? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
You want people to learn and discover?
And I like the sparkles on top of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like we just discovered something. Open the book. I like that. That's great.
Uh-huh. Exactly. What about the gal in the top right?
Eager.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Well,
listening.
Yeah.
she's listening. Yeah, they're listening to each other. They're having a conversation. They're talking about possibilities. Based on the last slide, they could be talking about health. They could be talking about connection. They could be talking about opportunities. Connecting to testimonies means testimonies about products, testimonies about income, perhaps, testimonies about sharing. Hey, I helped somebody with their hip. Hey, I helped somebody with their dog. And the company gave me a referral fee. I mean, people know what referral fees are. They do. And the last one, what do you think of that image?
Plugging into the movement.
Yep. Putting yourself into that matrix of connection, that you are the missing piece. Not just what can you give us, but what can you do for everybody? You are missing. If you say no to this, and I would never go into that, but if you say no to this, we're going to miss you, but somebody else is going to take that spot. Avini is going to continue to grow no matter what. Would you like to be a part of this? I would think so. Yeah. Avini will continue to grow no matter what.
That's because we're looking for people that are looking for us.
Exactly. So that last puzzle piece is somebody who's looking for us. And it's a really good fit. It's an exact fit. You see, you can have some fun with these images because they can help remind you of things you want to say based on what you're listening to from the person. Are you listening from them saying, well, I have an aunt who is having trouble with her balance. She's had joint pain for years. So when you listen to that, one of these pictures is going to help you say the right thing. It's going to connect to them. And don't forget, when a person sees an image, they're going to have their own feeling. Just like you, Marilyn, when you said, I love that book, especially with the sparkles. It means that they are about to discover, in other words, if you were the client looking at that picture, I'm about to discover something really sparkly, something brilliant, something nobody knows about.
Something new that's
So,
been hidden. And
so
it's
it's
really
not just your own explanation of the image, it's what do they get from the image? What do they get? Okay, slide number 5. Closing with your vision. What are you passionate about to solve? What message do you want to leave with them? What's a clear call to action? What do you think would be the very best thing for your client to do? What do you really want them to do?
Contact you.
More than that, you're already contacted. You're sitting with them, showing them this presentation.
But when I talked to my friend the other day, I wanted her to have relief from the extreme pain that she's in.
Exactly. You wanted hope for them, but they can only have hope for themselves, right? We can't impose our hope on them. We can offer hope. We want them to take action. What action do we want them to take? It's not a
Well,
tough one, guys. What do you want them to do?
Buy the product.
yeah.
well,
Yes.
to try.
You want them to buy the product so they can invest in themselves. That's what the money is about. Their investment in their health, their investment in their well-being. You want them to take that action. You want them to sign up so they can get wholesale prices. You want them to share this with other people so that they can help other people. You want to help empower them with this. It does take time, right? And so they're not necessarily going to be, emerald next week or next month, meaning they've impacted a lot of people, but you want them to take the next step, right? So here is what the graphic designer had. And it's not necessarily a representative slide. Again, cold, stark, right? So her purpose here is to efficiently speak to potential clients and clarify their business offering. So she wants to help them clarify. She wants them to be clear. And I guess this image would be about clarity, right? It's a little fancy. Again, a little cold. That's not the warm, fuzzy Avini. Here's what I have. What do you think?
I think it's very good.
Rosemary, can you hear me?
Yes?
You have cut out and I've had to go back. The whole thing cut out. I had to get back onto Zoom. So anyway, I just want to.
Oh, okay. Sometimes internet does that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you'll get the recording later, no worries. So this is encouraging people to take the next step. And I just wanted an image that showed stepping stones. something with a clear background so I could add my extra pictures here and it wouldn't be too confusing. I'm just asking them to take the next step, whatever that is. Maybe it's to develop some belief. Maybe it's to make a choice. And I was talking to Bev last night about this. I even have it on my own website at the bottom of the home page. Hey, make a decision. Either you're going to suffer, you're going to stay where you're at, you're going to suffer in pain, you're not going to do anything, or you're going to go follow the advice of something that isn't working for you, or you're going to try what I've got and actually get some results. You're making a choice. You notice it's green and red, right?
Mhm.
Green and red. One is go, one is stop. See, there's a subtle meaning to this, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
So I could change this slide. I might play with this a little bit and show choice with green pointing to belief and choice with red going to, no, I don't want to suffer. I don't want a person holding their head suffering. I don't want that.
I like it the way it is.
I
Yeah.
do too, because notice that the lotus is there as a choice.
Yeah.
And the lotus has been the theme for every slide. We want them to choose the lotus. We want them to choose the peace. We want them to choose a Vini and working with us. If they have a little bit of belief, they can make a choice and a decision and go with that. Yeah. So those are the 5 slides. And that's the end of this part of the presentation. If it's okay with you, I'd like to end the recording and we can just chit chat a little bit. Yeah?
Mhm.
Okie dokie. Let me move this. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. And here we go. Stop the share. Sorry, it's one step at a time here. And stop the recording. All right. See you on the other side.